In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how I built some custom wheel lights for my lifted lawnmower build. There was a lot of time and thinking that went into all of this, and I show you guys my step-by-step method on how I actually built these, fabbed them up, and welded them to my mower. And make sure you watch all the way through in case you're wanting to do this on your own, because we walk you through the entire step-by-step process.
Welcome back, guys. So today we are going to be working on our lifted lawnmower builds, where we're going to be turning it into an absolute freaking spaceship. And if you haven't already, make sure you guys like and subscribe. We would greatly appreciate it. And check out the other two videos where we get it running. Because in that first video, it sat for over 4 years. In the second video, we actually build this lift and put these big wheels and tires from a four-wheeler onto this. And I go more in depth on how I did that. And then now we're going to be getting into this video where we're turning it into a spaceship. And it's going to be one of the brightest mowers across all social media platforms. But we're going to go ahead and hop right into it. And I'm going to show you guys basically what I have mocked up and what I'm trying to achieve in making this one of the brightest mowers ever. So this stuff right here, I have no idea what it is. Some type of banding material that I got for free. It was going to get tossed out and I managed to save it. But it's, I think, more or less what they use whenever they make wheel lights for these vehicles. Kind of like this. They have like a metal aluminum strip. That one's more heavy duty, has nicer brackets and everything. And if you don't know what wheel lights are these quad, dual, octa-row, tons of different ones out there. They're LED strips wrapped in a circular band that light up your whole vehicle at night, kind of like this. Now, I actually run 𝐂𝐎𝐓. This is one of the best lighting companies out there, and if they had a kit for a small vehicle like this, I would have bought one from them. But unfortunately, no one has anything like that yet. So that's why I'm building my own. But if you guys are looking into getting some of the brightest lighting on the market, they make them for all different types, makes, and vehicles. Check them out. I'm gonna have them linked down below in the description, and I also have a discount code for 𝐂𝐎𝐓 Lighting, made in USA, actually very local to me here in Missouri. Highly recommend them. But anyways, that's a little bit of a background of what wheel lights actually are, if you didn't know what that was. But anyways, so I cut some strips. This one right here, I cut at about 27 inches, and then just by hand, I bent it into more or less of a circle shape.
So that circle shape ring is actually going to be sitting on the wheel. But as you can tell, it's too thick and it's not actually going to be able to clear for our turning radius. It's actually going to get pinched when we turn. And it can't go on the outside just because I don't like the way it looks. And it can't go on the inside because you wouldn't be able to see it and it would require a lot of adjustments.
And if we go over here to a normal vehicle, they actually have a dust cover which the wheel lights are secured to give it that very clean, flush look. And obviously we have a lifted mower, so we don't have any dust shields to secure the wheel lights to.
So that meant we had to come up with our own solution. So I ended up cutting our banding in half so that it was skinny enough to fit, and then bolting it together. And this is going to make a lot more sense here in a second.
So I'm actually pretty proud of this. So this is my little loop right here. And what I ended up doing is making it removable.
I made it removable for test fitting purposes. And also if the wheel light ever goes bad, I can always just unbolt it and fix it.
All right, so why do I feel like really smart for coming up with something so simple, but so smart at the same time? I feel like it's pretty smart on my part. So I'm going to show you what I have mocked up, and I think it's going to work. Well, it looks good on paper. This is our wheel light, and this is a little bracket out of this that I cut, bent them both at a 45, and that's basically going to sit like this. This is basically what we have, and you're like, okay, well, how's that going to work? Well, let me show you what I have so far.
So that bracket that has the 245s on it is going to be welded here to this little control arm, whatever you want to call it. And then once that's secured, our wheel ring light is actually going to get bolted to that. And the reason that I put that there is because anytime we turn the actual wheel, that's going to follow it and it's not going to actually get caught up or bind in anything. So now to secure it, what I'm going to do is drill 2 holes into our wheel ring and then another 2 holes into the bracket, and then that's what's going to secure them together. And after that, I bolt them together, the brackets and the ring itself, and it's ready for installation.
And that's basically how our wheel light's gonna sit. Honestly, I think that's as simple as it can get. You get your clearance from here to here, you get your clearance from here, turns with the whole thing. I think we got it. So I'm gonna go ahead, tack it up, and then once we get everything tacked up and make sure that everything clears, we're gonna go ahead and start putting the, I guess, wiring together.
And not trying to brag, but check out them welds.
Alrighty, and we got our
Wheel lights welded up and everything looks good. They also clear, so it's time to wrap these bad boys in some LED strips. So as far as the lighting, it's pretty simple. You just undo the double-sided sticky tape and just wrap it around the strips. And then I did the same thing, rinse and repeated on the left side as I did the driver's side. And then after that, we tested the lighting to make sure it worked before we got too far into this, because these, after all, are very cheap $40 light strips from Amazon.
All right, so after taping these on, I'm gonna show you this freaking spaceship cut. All right, so I just temporarily have this wired up. That's not how I'm gonna leave this. And this is what we got. Let me get these lights on. This is what we got, guys. This looks freaking sick. Actually, pretty bright for like a little single row. I mean, that lights up half of this, so whenever I get these rear ones on, I mean, this thing's gonna be extremely bright. I don't know, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. I'm gonna go ahead and finish up this wiring.
And then we're gonna go ahead and, since we're done with the front, move on to the back strips.
So basically, this is the design that I have. Very simple. It's literally just gonna sit like this. I'm gonna tack it on here, and that's literally it. All right, so I ended up having to fab up this little bracket, or change up the design on this bracket, shorten it, because I was building the bracket to go in here, but I forgot it needs to sit right in there. I'm gonna try and see if I can get a tack in there and hold itself up. This one had to be extended and a little bit custom because it actually has more room, so it can sit here in this little area. So this one will actually sit like that.
And with some help from my trusty shop cat Aldo and my beautiful girlfriend, I was able to get these tacked up. It was actually pretty difficult because there's not a lot of room in there, and I'm not very good at welding, and it doesn't make for a very good mix.
All right, so this one is not winning any awards for welding, but I mean, it's gonna seems secure enough. It's gonna hold. This one was way more difficult. There's not a lot of room, versus this one over here is pretty straightforward and simple. They're a little bit off. That one's a little bit lower than this one, but oh well, it's a mud mower build. Now it's time for the fun part of putting the strips on this, wiring it up, and then showing you guys how bright this thing is at night. Alrighty, so got the dual wheel lights hooked up, or taped on. So now it's time to run the harness together.
So honestly, I spent a lot of time on this wiring. I probably spent almost an hour and a half looming everything together because I not only wanted it to function correctly, but also look good, even though it's a mud mower build.
All right, so we're finally done. I got everything wired up. As far as the dual row wheel lights in the back, I ended up, because I had 2 extra strips left, put one in here kicking in, and then on the other side did the same thing, put one up here kicking in. So we have 2, 4, 6, 8 24-inch LED strips installed on my mud mower. So we're gonna shut the shop lights off, clean this junk off, and see what it looks like. So with the help of my boy Holden, we actually have a switch that lights up for it. So pretty sweet. I put it right above the original light switch, so it's kind of in one area. Now it's time to shut the lights off and take a look at our masterpiece. Yeah, I think this thing's gonna be bright.
It'll be really bright. Oh yeah.
Sweet. Dude, yeah, there's absolutely 0 shadows underneath this. Oh yeah. I want to see the duals in the back. Oh man, that is so freaking awesome.
Last time, just put some strips under the hood, like shine on the motor.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna
In the grill too.
Yeah, because I should have bought more. I didn't know how well they would work, but yeah, one in the grill. Oh, I'm buying another 4-pack. Yeah, I'm gonna put one here, there.
You can do one underneath the seat too.
3, 4. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, we're buying another probably 8-pack just in case. So I mean, for $40 Amazon lights, I mean it's really not too bad. This is pretty sweet. So it is the next day, and I just want to do a little walk around very quickly before we close out this video on the wiring job that I thought came out pretty good on this mower. So now that we can see it better in the day, this is basically what we ended up coming out with. It's actually pretty sturdy. I don't think that's going to fall off. We turned left and right, cleared it completely. The wiring ran up here, tied it here to the front axle, ran the wires underneath this, tied them all into the strip here and the dual back there. So we got the dual strip here, the one on this deck, and the wheel light up there. So there's 4 strips there. Same thing on this side, another 4 strips here. So I tied these 4 together, ran them across, tied them all together underneath here, came up to this harness, followed it up all the way to the battery. So this is where we got everything, and it's actually a very clean wiring job. Well, other than these zip ties, I gotta cut a few zip ties, but like everything's pretty clean for the most part. And then my favorite thing is Holden was able to actually help me wire up this switch, which just makes it look so clean, very simple, and it's on a switch. And just overall so satisfied with how this ended up coming out. I really want to thank you guys for watching this video, and if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe, like the video, and share this to a friend. And if you guys want to follow me on my other social media platforms, they are all linked down below, where we have more content revolving around these trucks, the mower, and a few other things. So make sure you guys drop a comment down below and let me know what you guys think of this literal spaceship. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.